Welcome back to another Plasticon review! Woohoo! Taking a look at Combiner Wars Blastoff. This aesthetic is really cool. I do enjoy the idea that these items are not very hard to apply, and it just gives him such a better look. Although the head sculpt is still the Combiner Wars head sculpt that most people don't really care for, I personally think this kit really adds a lot to this guy. Taking a closer look at this, the kit itself, because a lot of you guys have already seen reviews of this guy. If you haven't, well, there's 15,000 of them, so I'm not going to do one. But the big thing is the items here that are on his wings. These are actually pegged in, and that's what's crazy. Yeah, it's got a little bit of pins and pegs sticking out everywhere, but honestly, how often do you get Transformers that have pegs sticking out? Transformers Accessory Bazaar actually did a pretty decent job with these items. The big thing is having to remove the cockpit. The cockpit is just held in with a pin. It goes through here, this little hole right here. And you actually have to have actually a, when I got this, he actually shipped a nail with it, so that way you can push it out. But the pin itself, I kind of just had to get a few of my own tools to do that, because I do a lot of customs anyway. I kind of already have the tools to do that. I thought this was a great option, especially since I only spent $14 on this kit. And if you normally just go on to Shapeways and try to get theirs, it's going to run you close to 30, 40 bucks. And then before you know it, you got a $70 Combiner Wars figure, and that's just a little crazy, I think. But the resin that he actually used is actually pretty decent. It's got kind of a rubbery type of feel to it, which is fine. I kind of like the idea that it is rubbery. The exhaust port actually does have to come off, and I just kind of stuck it underneath his arm there because it actually works fairly well like that. And I like this aesthetic. Now, some people probably aren't going to like it because they're going to be like, oh, it's too bulky or whatever. I mean, he obviously took some type of space shuttle. I don't know what Transformer that is, or what it was, but he actually just pulled the pins out and just recasted this with putting some posts sticking out, so that way you can put it on here. It's got little posts on the underside that plug into his existing wings. Something I haven't done yet, and I've actually debated on, is the fact that this right here is a bit thick, but I think if I actually did it on this guy, if you notice, the wings are kind of inverted. I actually have to swap the wings two different directions. This is almost the same thickness as the current Combiner Wars hinge. It's a little too thick. I mean, it's just too long. I haven't gotten around to try to push out the pins, because the pins on Blastoff you cannot get to because there's no hole on the other end. They only pushed in one way, and that's it. So what that's going to require me to do is take a bit of a little teeny tiny drill bit or something and go through and bore out this area right underneath, right here, onto this little hump to be able to get to it. But transformation is just like the original one. There really isn't any differences in the transformation itself, which is kind of nice. I actually do like the aerial bot modes. I think they're pretty solid transformations. They do the trick, and they click in pretty good. And then just kind of move these up out of the way. Now the thing here is you're going to push these down, but you will not click these in completely, because the other little posts that are actually on blast off. Move these up out of the way for a second. And you're just going to take one of these posts and you're going to run it into his palm, and then you'll take the existing post he has here and push that down all the way, and it clicks in like that. And it's a pretty secure connection. It's a secure collection. Oh no, secure connection. And then you just kind of do the same thing with the other one. It's not too hard. It's actually pretty neat. Like I said, the only nail biter thing to do really with this kit is to push out the pin for the nose cone portion, which obviously it hinges just like the original. It's all nice and cut out too, so it fits nice and flush. I take the rear wings and push those down all the way. Now you can remove the rear wings if you want to. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And then you take this portion here, has actually got a notch here, it's cut out on the back, that the back of the tail will actually fit in between. And like I said, this is kind of a rubberized kind of material. I wouldn't be like extremely rough with it, but you don't have to be like stupid delicate. And there you go, there's Blastoff in his shuttle mode. Now I know a lot of people out there are like, oh well, why would you do that? Because I like the idea he was a jet. Well, this is an option, and I will end up putting a link down below for the guys that want to go to the Facebook site for the creator of this kit. Like I said, I purchased this off of eBay. He's got a few other add-on kits for Combiner Wars, but this was the one that stuck out to me, and he only had one kit. So I don't know if maybe this was a one-off job that he did, but I mean, look at that. I mean, it's a great silhouette. And if you did remove the wing, and I'm going to push this wing kind of out of the way, he still kind of has that same silhouette. Like I said, I'm going to have to shave this down a little bit here, probably to make it fit here, so that way it can open and close properly. And I don't think it would be too hard to do, but it's kind of neat. I did not paint this, it came pre-painted. So any of you guys out there say anything about the paint job, that's not my matching skills. You guys probably have an idea what I'm going to do because I'm a Generation 2 addict. I just primarily got Blastoff because I saw this kit and I was like, I know they're doing us HG2 Bruticus. Obviously, this is going to be just an accessory piece to him, as far as I'm concerned. I might end up naming that other one some other name instead of Blastoff, because it's really not Blastoff. I might do some head swapping there. Never know. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another Generation whatever Combiner Wars review thingy, because I'm used to saying Generation 2 so much. Anyway, it's a pretty cool add-on kit. I do kind of recommend it. If you guys can actually probably contact him, I'm sure he would probably crank out more of these, because it's actually a nice little add-on, especially for those out there that really don't have a lot of customization skills. I really think this is a great little add-on kit. Wouldn't care, I mean, honestly, even if he sold them in white, I'm sure you guys out there can find somebody to paint them. I mean, he did a pretty good job painting. Wasn't too bad. And so like I said, this is kind of like a rubbery type of material, so it's got a bit of a tackiness to it, which is a bit weird, but it might be because of climate change, whatever. That happens to every transformer you ever buy. Climate change tends to affect plastic sometimes. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This is me, signing off. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, you guys. Woo!
For the pride of our people, a hero will rise and a villain will challenge.